United States Weather Bulletin. Good evening, dear viewers, and welcome to our Weather News Bulletin. We are now stepping into the very first days of September 2025, a period that marks not only the end of the Labor Day holiday but also the official beginning of meteorological autumn in the Northern Hemisphere. Yet, instead of a gentle and pleasant start that many had hoped for, the climate picture across the United States this week is turning more dynamic than ever. A major shift in weather patterns is approaching fast, and it is expected to bring wide-ranging impacts on daily life, public health, transportation, and even agricultural production nationwide. In the coming days, dozens of U.S. states will experience the arrival of an unusually strong cold air mass, with temperatures dropping by 15 to 30 degrees Fahrenheit below average, setting rare early September cold records. At the same time, severe thunderstorms with large hail, damaging winds, and even tornadoes are increasingly likely across portions of the central U.S. Meanwhile, over the Atlantic, meteorologists are closely monitoring a tropical wave that has just moved off the coast of West Africa, with the potential to become Tropical Storm Gabrielle, the next named storm of the 2025 hurricane season. That means, within just the first week of September, Americans must prepare for three simultaneous threats: abnormal cold, extreme weather on land, and the growing risk of a tropical storm over the ocean. Let's begin with the overall picture across the United States at this moment. Today, conditions remain relatively calm for much of the country. The Northeast is still seeing a few lingering showers from a weakened low-pressure system, though with little major impact. Across the Great Plains, skies are clearer and temperatures more comfortable, but this calm is only the prelude, as strong thunderstorms are forecast to form over Kansas and Oklahoma within the next 24 to 48 hours. Off the Pacific coast, a low-pressure system is advancing toward western Mexico, projected to strengthen into a tropical storm in the coming days. It is expected to sweep across the Baja California peninsula, bringing heavy rainfall into Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. This surge of tropical moisture will increase the risk of flash flooding and landslides, especially when combined with upper-level jet stream dynamics. Clearly, from the Pacific to the Atlantic, from north to south, the United States is bracing for a challenging week of weather. The driving force behind this dramatic shift lies in the unusual behavior of the jet stream. Typically, in early autumn, the jet stream gradually drifts southward while maintaining relative stability. But in the days ahead, a deep trough in the jet stream will pull a massive cold air mass southward from Canada. As a result, states across the Midwest, Great Lakes, and Ohio Valley will soon experience conditions more typical of late fall or even early winter, with temperatures plunging 20 to 30 degrees Fahrenheit below average. Overnight lows in northern states such as Minnesota and Wisconsin may approach freezing, bringing an early risk of frost that could directly harm autumn crops. Even states farther south, like Iowa and Missouri, may see morning lows between 40 to 45 degrees Fahrenheit, temperatures usually reserved for October. But the impact won't stop at temperatures alone. The collision between this cold air and the warm, moist air mass entrenched across the south-central U.S. will set the stage for severe thunderstorms. The Storm Prediction Center has issued a slight risk for Kansas and Missouri tomorrow, with the threat extending into Oklahoma and northern Texas. This corridor, known as Tornado Alley, is no stranger to dangerous weather. Forecasters warn of hail as large as baseballs, winds exceeding 60 miles per hour, and the possibility of isolated tornadoes. The most critical window to watch will be from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. local time. While storms should weaken overnight, the risk of severe weather will persist later in the week as another surge of cold air arrives. Turning to the Atlantic, another key concern is unfolding. This morning, the National Hurricane Center updated its outlook on a tropical wave that has just moved off the coast of West Africa. The disturbance is now entering the so-called main development region, the stretch from the Cabo Verde Islands to the central Atlantic, where warm waters above 82 degrees Fahrenheit, 28 degrees Celsius, high humidity, and low wind shear provide ideal conditions for tropical cyclone formation. As such, The chances of this system organizing into a tropical depression, and eventually Tropical Storm Gabrielle, within the next 7 days are significant. The critical question is not whether the system will form, but where it will go. Current model projections suggest two main scenarios. It could track westward into the Caribbean, threatening the Lesser Antilles and possibly Cuba, or it could curve northward, staying over the open Atlantic. Either way, U.S. impacts cannot be ruled out, as shifts in the Bermuda High could alter its path at the last minute. This will be a key development to monitor closely throughout the week. Back on land, here's a detailed 7-day outlook by region. Northern and Midwestern states, prepare for the sharpest cold wave of the year so far. Starting Wednesday, daytime highs across Minnesota, Wisconsin, and North Dakota may only reach the 40s to 50s degree F, with overnight lows dropping below 32 degrees Fahrenheit in many locations. Frost is likely. Iowa, Illinois, and Michigan will also be affected, with early morning temperatures in the low 40s. This is more typical of late October than early September. Northeast U.S. The cold will arrive early next week. From New York to Pennsylvania, temperatures are forecast to run 10 to 15 degrees Fahrenheit below average. With scattered rain showers, New England could see nighttime lows dipping below 40 degrees Fahrenheit by the weekend, prompting early use of heating indoors. South and Gulf Coast states, a different story altogether. Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida will stay hot and humid. However, moisture from the Pacific storm remnants will bring heavy rainfall by the weekend. Arizona and New Mexico are expected to receive prolonged downpours first, before the system shifts east into Texas and Oklahoma. Flash flooding, widespread inundation, and landslides in mountainous terrain are real concerns. Western U.S. high pressure will dominate, keeping conditions hot and dry. California, Nevada, and Arizona will continue to see highs in the 90s to low 100s degree F, combined with low humidity, maintaining a heightened wildfire risk. Looking further ahead, from September 7 to 11, much of the U.S. from Texas and the Midwest to the Northeast is projected to remain below seasonal averages. This signals a turbulent September and may even hint at a harsher than normal winter ahead. Meteorologists caution that if this trend holds, the 2025-2026 winter could be significantly colder than recent years. In conclusion, during just the first week of September, Americans face a convergence of major weather challenges, an abnormal cold surge sweeping down from Canada, severe storms threatening the Central Plains, and the looming potential for Tropical Storm Gabrielle in the Atlantic. These developments highlight how dynamic and unpredictable this season has become. We will continue to bring you the latest updates to help you prepare and stay safe. If you found this forecast useful, please remember to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay informed with the newest weather reports. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again in the next bulletin.